Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Matthew, Watty's channel, bringing you another episode of Real Chat. So, today's video is actually a recommendation from a viewer. And so Ken, he had asked me about, he said he was a new collector and he's interested in collecting loose Hasbro action figures. And kind of wanted to hear my advice or recommendations as far as navigating eBay or Mercari, other third-party sources to acquire these figures. And this was an awesome topic. I love the fact that he actually reached out to me and kind of requested that video, because this is like I said, this is an awesome topic, one that I feel like me living on eBay the last 2 years. I pretty much have a lot of knowledge and experiences to be able to discuss something like this. So, now, here's the thing. Whether you're a seasoned veteran, seasoned buyer, or if you're a new collector, it's all going to work out the same way. You could be a buyer of collectibles, or heck, you could just be on eBay looking for a pair of pants or something, It doesn't have to be broken down to just collections or anything like that, or just new buyers. So the first thing, for me personally, what I would recommend is buy from new sellers. Buy from new sellers, and buy from new sellers often. Now, one of the things that someone might argue is, well, what about this guy that's been on eBay since 2000, has over 10,000 sales, has very high feedback ratings, and is just a well-known seller on eBay. When it comes to Hasbro figures, I kind of feel like someone like Andrew Todd Martin from Mabel Toys is like the king of selling Hasbro action figures. Now, I've always talked about Andrew's page. I've always been highly recommending, his site. If you're looking for Hasbros, the man pretty much has everything. So the first place I would send you is to Andrew's page to kind of see what he has available. The one downside about Andrew is because he has over 1,000 followers. Now, that is huge. When you actually click on the profile and you look at a person's following, that's going to basically tell you whether or not you're going to be paying up for these action figures. Now, this video, again, it could be catered towards any product, but for me, it's just mostly going to be catered towards WWF Hasbro figures or individual loose figures. So, why do I say buy from new sellers? You know what? Everybody had to start off somewhere, right? In August 2021, I started my eBay channel for the first time, or my eBay account for the first time. I had all these listings, but no views, because I was a new seller. I didn't really have that. I didn't have that build up of sales and providing excellent service, etc. So when you buy from new sellers and they don't have their respective following, you're going to pay a whole lot less than what you will from someone who has a reputation for being awesome sellers, or for having awesome products. I go back to Andrew Todd Martin as an example. One of the biggest figures I talk about that's given me the most frustration is the Series 5 Jim the Anvil Neidhart. When I first started collecting Hasbros, that figure constantly sold on auction for $40, $42, $45. It probably even went up to like $50. And when I finally won my first Jim Neidhart figure, I think I paid about $40 or $42, something like that for it. Purchase price, not including shipping and taxes. And, after that, I started getting them like crazy, like it was nothing, like $12 here, $15 there. At the time, I'm like, you know what? These figures are constantly selling for $40. If I paid $20 to include shipping and taxes, I could double my profit. I'm not mad about that. And to be honest, even at that time, Jim Neidhart is essentially about a $5 to $15 figure total, and that depends on the condition of the figure. So, yeah, Andrew, I can take I don't know, let's say a Series 2 Macho King, and pretty beat up, non-working action. That man could probably get that, could start an auction at 99 cents and probably sell it for $30. Whereas I could have a mint condition figure right out of the package and start the bid at 99 cents and maybe sell it for like $3.10 or something. So when I say buy from new sellers, get them from new sellers that so you're not paying a fortune for the figures. And that kind of leads into number 2, communication. Build a rapport with the people that you buy from. Over the last couple years, I probably bought from more than 1,000 different sellers, and a good chunk of them, if not a vast majority, I would probably, if I had to guess, probably better than 90% of the people that I bought from. And like I said, it's been over 1,000 people easy. I've made multiple purchases from them. So when people see that you're a repeat customer, that helps not only get them acclimated with you, but it shows that you're an interested buyer, and they may work with you to give you better deals. So there are times where I might buy something from Buddy Daily, Stangergq on eBay, and win an auction. Maybe he just put up another auction, and I'd like to bid on that item. Ends in 6 days, 16 hours. Reach out to Buddy, be like, hey man, I just won this figure on auction. I got this item I'm interested in bidding on. Can we hold it until that auction ends so I can put in a combined shipping invoice? Guys like that, they will work with you because you bought from them so much. They trust you, and that means the world. So communication, building relationships with folks. When I said buy from new sellers and buy from new sellers often, that sets the tone right off the bat. Another thing you want to consider, and again, this is for everything, don't be turned off by offers or by high pricing. What do I mean? There are many carded figures I purchased that may have started off at $200 or may have started off at $100, etc. People always want to get the best deal possible, and I understand that. I want to get the most money possible out of my sales, but that doesn't seem to always happen. You want to try to get your best deal, definitely, but if you see someone who has a price that's reasonable, bid on it, because there's a good chance that someone else won't bid on something. So many choices. We'll go with the Series 7 Crush. That figure, on a low end, is probably a $20 figure. On a high end, probably somewhere between around $50. The first Series 7 Crush I ever bought, I paid $90 for it. And then like a day or two later, I won it on auction with a person who had a starting bid price of, I think it was $25. And I think I was like the only bidder, and I won it for $25. So again, I go back to Andrew's page. I won his Series 7 Crush for $90, and then winning it the next day on another auction for $20. It just goes to show you that you can get better deals when the starting price is higher. I list starting prices might be $5, $10, $20, and I do that for the same reason any other seller lists it outside of $1. Why? If I sell something or I got a starting bid of $20, and there's only one bidder, and it sells for $20, I can live with that. I might have a Series 7 Crush that I want to get $40 or $50 for, but I'm comfortable with the $20 sale, so I'll start at $20. You start the bid at 99 cents, and people simply are not, or people are going to be bidding on that like crazy. And I've talked about this before. Because you're so engaged in the bidding process and you want to win, there are a lot of people that are going to bid that item higher than its actual value. So I could take that Series 7 Crush as an example and start it off at 99 cents, and it could sell for like $70. Maybe not my page because I don't have enough followers, but you kind of get the idea there. If they have make an offer options, utilize that option. So I myself, and many people like me, because I've done this, I've made offers the same way. If you see an offer for or a starting bid for like $30 and make an offer is available, before you bid on the item, make the offer for $30, their starting bid price, because sometimes they will go ahead and sell it immediately in order to make a quick profit and not have to wait around for a week for the auction to end to see if it might sell. So that's definitely something. And you can come in with a lower offer, of course, which sometimes they may accept. But to be fair, I think you should at least try to meet them at their starting bid price. You know, they got it set at that starting bid price for a reason. So, trying to think some of the more bigger, important information to pass along. One of the things I could say is don't do what I did. I built this up in such a short period of time, and it is financially stressing. Definitely stay away from doing that. There are certain tools out there that I wish I had beforehand. So one of the things I like about my channel, I don't know why it's taboo. Like, whenever you hear about new pickups, or somebody's talking about, you know, figures that they acquired in 2010, etc., nobody ever gives you the price that they paid for the item. And that can be so incredibly frustrating. Somebody could buy a Big John Stud LJN on card in 2010 for $100. That same figure today could be worth $500. But the point is, it at least gives you a stepping point to see what these items were selling for and what they could sell for today, etc. When you go on eBay, they do give you the option, that little button on the side that shows you the last 90 days and what like items have sold for. But it only goes back 30 days. And you could be looking at, I don't know, type in something like a Bret Hart figure. And you're probably looking, and they're probably selling like a little 2-inch Bret Hart figure. And they're showing you past sales for a Series 8 carded figure that's sold for $500. So suddenly, if you're looking for a little 2-inch Bret Hart figure, you're not seeing the value there. My buddy alexgoodchild, one of the guys I recommend highly, that I buy from all the time, when he started up his business with the retrofigure.com, that's another tool I would highly recommend, because retrofigure.com actually shows you all of these different toy lines from Toy Biz and Hasbro, whatever topic or whatever toy line you're most comfortable with. Mattel, LJN, they're all in there. You know, you click on that, you look up the item, see in real time what these items are selling for, and you're not looking at the last 90 days. Okay, you can go back months, years if you need be. So that's a huge bonus right there. And that's why I started talking about, you know, Alex's website. That thing is absolute killer. And as a seller, of course, it helps me identify, you know, what I should be listing my items for. I might list something for $50, find out it's only topped out at $40 over the last couple of years, and if I don't come down in price, I'm not going to ever sell it. So, as a seller, it helps. As a buyer, definitely helps big time, because you don't want to be overburdened with prices that you know the value just isn't there. So, I talked about my Bam Bam Bigelow carded LJN. I think I paid like $800 for it. It could have been $600, I don't remember, but I'm going to say $800. And nowadays, Bam Bam Bigelow, you can probably find as bite now on most people's pages for around $300 or $400. So, sorry, I know you're looking only for Hasbro loose, but again, they all bleed in together. So that definitely helps. Don't seclude yourself to just one auction. If you're bidding on a Honky Tonk Man Hasbro figure, and you're on, let's say, Andrew Todd Martin's page, and that price is up to like $20, but then you go over to this other guy, whether he's a new seller or not, and he's got, you know, the same price up, same relatively conditioned figure, selling for $13. You've already been outbid on the other one. There's no harm in bidding on that one to see if you can get that one for a better price. So, I mean, there have been many times where I put in, you know, high bids, or tried, you know, winning one auction and I ended up winning another one. I might win the exact same figure 2 or 3 times in one day, or within a couple of days, because I've bid on the same thing multiple times. You could always resell, so that doesn't hurt. You could try to cancel an order, but that's really going to hurt, your credibility as a buyer. So if you can afford it, I definitely say pick them all up. I mean, like I said, it's nice to have duplicates. I don't know how many duplicates I have, but I've got them scattered all over the place. So what else is there? I feel like that this is the sort of topic where I could probably make like a 2-hour video like once a week or something and give new things to talk about, but I should have made a list before I came down here of the different topics, different things I wanted to say. What else? Okay, so in a nutshell, I guess that's it. I mean, like I said, there's plenty more to take into consideration, but that is some of the highlights. Recap: what I said was number one. Look for new buyer or new sellers, because new sellers offer much lower options in pricing. That's one. Make friendships, and a lot of folks that I've met on YouTube, or a lot of people that I've met through eBay, have become legitimate friends. If you have that trust with folks, what I do sometimes, and maybe I shouldn't say it because eBay doesn't allow that, but I sometimes buy stuff from people through PayPal. And hypothetically, let's say you're looking for an Ultimate Warrior LJN, and that Ultimate Warrior LJN is selling for $5,000. That's the thing. A lot of people have to increase their prices, and they have to increase shipping costs because eBay takes out all this money. Mercari does the same thing. They take all these funds, 15 to 20% or more from your sales. So if I'm selling a Bret Hart figure and I want $100 for it, I just can't list it at $100 and have someone buy it, because out of that $100 I'm probably getting about 85, maybe 90 bucks. So I have to list it at like 115 just to make sure that I come at or above that $100 mark. A lot of people, they know that their figures aren't going to sell for what they want, so they increase the shipping cost. Going back to Bret Hart. Generally, when I ship these out, because of the increase of prices, I think I charge like $5.50 to ship these figures. They usually hover around 8 to 14 ounces, depending on how I'm packing them up. If I'm using, those little cards or cardboards to protect them, or if I'm just bubble wrapping them and putting them into a cardboard box, what have you. But some people might take that same figure and charge you $12 in shipping. Now, people, because you're not taxed on the shipping, the shipping cost, if they ship it out for $5 and you paid them $12, they just made $7 extra there. So shipping, it sucks to pay more money, definitely, but I don't know. I guess I kind of feel where people are coming from, because I sell on eBay, and I know how frustrating it can be to take a loss on that. It's like you want to get a great deal, but you also want the sellers to earn what they're comfortable with. So, and that's why sometimes you got to work outside of Mercari. You got to work outside of Etsy or eBay or whatnot. I've done it with Random Treasures. I bought figures from them, and they've given me, instead of 10% off by buying through the Etsy page, they've given me 20% off because I pay them through PayPal. Even though they're taking off a larger percentage, they're actually earning more money because I'm going through PayPal, as opposed to all the fees they would incur by going through, the Etsy page. And the funny thing is, she actually does it goods and services, but I'd be comfortable doing it as friends and family, so that if she says $400 and I send her $400, she's actually getting the full amount, right? But a lot of sellers, I will go ahead and I will PayPal the money through them for them, friends and family, so that if we agree on a $500 sale, I want to make sure that they get the full $500 that we agreed upon. And that's going to be able to, if you do it that way, and you build those relationships and you have trust between the two parties, that's another great way for you to save money. You know, yeah, by doing friends and family, you're paying, you know, more money through PayPal, but normally they'll ship it out with no additional charge for shipping, and they'll give you an extra percentage off, which means that, you know, yeah, they're making money and you're making a huge savings too. So that's always something to consider. But you got to build those relationships. Those relationships are important. Buy from the same seller as often as you can. If their prices, as you're navigating the eBay system and looking at different sellers, try to you know, hit the little save icon and see what pops up. And every now and then, you know, I come across a new seller that I've never seen before. I try to save the folks that I buy from on a consistent basis, but there are folks like andrewsabo, move-over-swanson. I've talked about his shop because he always had, like, not the most expensive LJN figures, as an example, but, like, his figures were always, like, they always appeared to be in mint condition or near mint. And, you know, again, you're not getting, you know, your Warlord and Ultimate Wear and all that on a consistent basis. You're getting guys like Jimmy Snuka and Jesse Ventura, Big John Stud, but you'd rather pay that $30 for a near mint Big John Stud than to wait for that bundle of figures for $50 and them being all dirty, scuffed up and whatnot. So if you want your figures to be as mint as possible, Andrew Todd Martin, he has, again, some of the best figures. If you scroll down in the notes, the description, I leave a link to my eBay account. I have two different eBay accounts, but that one is associated with my Watty's channel eBay account. So every now and then I switch things up. Sometimes I'll list everything I have at one time. Sometimes I'll delete a bunch, well, not delete, but I'll remove it and the listing and do like auctions or something. Just trying to find new ways to kind of make sales. And what else? What else can I say? I just feel like there's so much to bring up that it's really hard to think of everything at a moment's notice. This was, to me, I felt like this was like a very simple video because there's just so much details to go over. But I should have took down notes and kind of, like, you know, check that off and whatnot. What else can I bring up? Oh, I think that's pretty much it for now. I could always do a part 2. You know, do a little follow-up to this topic if you need more information or whatnot. But hopefully this is a nice little starting point. And, yeah, I really feel like there is going to be a part 2 to this eventually. I'm going to end the video. I'm going to walk upstairs. I'm going to be like, darn, I should have mentioned that, or I should have mentioned this. And it's going to be frustrating that I skipped over it. But, yeah, I think it's been a good video overall. Positive, I think. Well, Ken, hopefully this helps you, buddy. And hopefully, you know, this helps anyone else that might have been wondering the same thing. Like I said, guys, I can't stress it enough. I make these videos for you guys as the viewers. And, you know, I was inspired to start collecting. And one of the things that, you know, these channels or YouTube channels that I watch, what they never do is they never talk about the pricing. So I was always very insistent that I include prices on what I paid for an item. If I didn't have an exact number, you know, try to get it as close to what I remember as possible, because I don't want you guys to overspend for an item. And many times, like I talked about with the Series 7 Crush, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You're going to find a Nasty Boys tag team selling on auction, and you're going to bid up to $150 for those figures. And later on, as you go and make your payment and you scroll down and you see like items, and you're going to see a buy it now, Nasty Boys, $40, and you're going to be ticked off. And they're going to be near mint condition, and it's going to make it even worse. It happens. Be prepared for that frustration. But You know, if you feel like you made a good deal and you're comfortable with the prices, it really shouldn't affect you that much. I kind of shot through it because I had less than 20 Hasbros as a kid, and it took me for years. I've been thinking about recollecting them, but I just didn't have the money set aside. Even with all my contracting jobs over the last decade or so, because I was always, you know, wanting to pay towards other things, pay off a car, or, you know, back in Texas, I had to, you know, was working on paying off my house, and when I moved to Kentucky, I had that mortgage again, so I had to, now my main focus was paying off the house and, you know, doing stuff like that, making upgrades here and there, and this collection, or these collecting, has really been, it was a surprise. Like, I didn't really think I'd ever get into it, and when I dove into it, I went in head first, and it was probably overkill, but like I said in the last video, it's been a true pleasure going on this journey of collecting. So, depending on what you're interested in. Oh, one more word of advice I could say is maybe try to stick to one thing. Obviously, if your funds are available and you can afford to dive into other topics, other lines, you know, I don't know, if you like Remco, if you want to go into Remcos as well as Hasbro simultaneously, that's fine. But I kind of started collecting a little bit of everything, and me having OCD, wanting to finish the collection, I kind of went full force into every single collection there is, and that's what kind of wiped me out. So much fun though. I can't stress that enough. It's been so much fun to get these figures in and just kind of rehash, kind of build my own little personal museum. Well, doing my last look around before I close this video. Shoot, I gotta get a stepladder. I gotta fix those masks in the back of the room there. Kind of knocked them over a little bit the other day. Guys, that is gonna close this chat video for today. So today's Friday the 22nd. Earlier today, I just posted the first real chat video, kind of talking about, you know, the collecting. You know, is it worth it or not? So with this chat video, I'll probably wait till Sunday to post this one. That way, give you guys about a day and a half or so to check out the first video before this one gets posted. And I'll probably have this posted like Sunday morning. So with Christmas Day, I'll probably come down here, maybe make like a short or something, you know, wishing everyone a Merry Christmas. But I don't think there's gonna be like any major video coming out on Monday. Things could change, but as of right now, no major video planned. And Tuesday, if I get that last figure in that I was telling you guys about, I'm going to make that Holy Grail video Tuesday and have that posted. So, again, guys, always pleasure speaking with you guys in the comments or on chat replay, whatever, during the live premiere of the videos. So, I'm probably going to sit there and be able to watch the video with you guys. So, if you do want to go into the little live chat, I'll be available. Alright, thanks everyone. Gosh, I just realized that by the time I post this video, it doesn't matter if you're going to be in the... you're not going to hear this part about the live chat until you get to this point in the video. Disregard that last part. I'll be in the live chat premiere the next video I post. That's better. Take care, everybody.